Today we're going to talk about the difference between countable nouns and use of quantifier adjectives with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. It sounds like very basic stuff, but it's pretty important. So today we're just going to focus about that, and let's start. So what about little, less, and least, a few, fewer, fewest? We know that we usually use fewer for few people, fewer people, fewest people, fewer chemicals with countable nouns, fewer people, for example, fewer people, and little for uncountable nouns. So we got little milk left, and the other stuff that the other thing that I wanted to underline is the difference between what? Between a and a few and few. Which one has a more positive effect than the other one? That's the question. A difficult question that we need to answer. So like we got a few people. Last week we got a few people in the concert. A few, so it's something I think is negative, and we got few people in this seminar. Positive, or we need to change it? Other thing that we need to focus on, that there's so many countable nouns and uncountable nouns that we, for example, a large number of. What do we need to put here? We need to put countable nouns. So like people is a countable noun. A large number of people. And on the other hand, large instead of large. What about large? What about uncountable nouns? We need to use, for instance, I'm just going to use another color to identify what we can say, a large amount. We can say a large amount for this, for uncountable. So a large amount of what? Of time, which is countable, uncountable nouns, right? So instead of amount, what other adjectives could we put in this case? We could also put a great deal. Instead of saying a large amount of time, we could say a large amount of, no, we could say a great deal of, a great deal with, oh no, a great deal of time, right? Finally, I wanted to say, or how to say, can we have also a bit of weight for uncountable nouns, and a little soul. Well, of course, there is a. You're so confusing. All right, there's some words like information, furniture, advice. Those words are uncountable, but if you wanted to make it as countable nouns, for example, in this case, I have no idea why I have written information instead of information. Information, right? When we write such as information, advice, we can say could you give me some information about, could you give me some advice? But if we wanted to say, to make it as countable nouns, so in this case uncountable, so if we want to make it countable nouns, we could say a piece of news, a piece of paper, a piece of information, a piece. All right.